Hi, I'm a Bullis Student Tutor, and in this video I'm going to cover when to use semicolons, the most dreaded of all punctuation. So first of all, you might ask, what is a semicolon? Well, it looks a little something like that, and it's used to connect two independent clauses. And an independent clause is just something with a subject and a verb. So like, he runs, or she says. And why use a semicolon instead of just separating the independent clauses as we normally do? Well, semicolons are nice to connect two sentences that are related to each other. So let's take a look at an example. Here we go. Indian removal was deadly. Okay, so that's our first clause, and then 25% of the Cherokees died. This is a sad face, not a piece of punctuation. So we see that we have two independent clauses. We have Indian removal was deadly, and we have 25% of the Cherokees died. And they're related. Indian removal and the Cherokees. So, as a real student, I use semicolons to connect independent clauses that just seem awkward when used separately. And they still have to be in some way related, but I typically use semicolons just to make things flow a little bit better. So here's another example of when I might use a semicolon. If I have the sentences, I love watching bears, just love it. Their faces make me laugh. Now, these are kind of short sentences. They're kind of choppy. So, if I were going to use semicolons, and I were writing an essay or something, I could just connect these with a semicolon, and I would make sure to take out this capital T and put in a lowercase t, because you can't I know it's tempting, but when you're connecting sentences with semicolons, you have to take out the capital of the second clause. And here's my bear with my funny face. So here's an example of when I wouldn't use a semicolon. We have the same sentence, I love watching bears. And then the second sentence, pizza tastes nice. There's some pizza for you. Now, even though these two sentences are choppy, they're kind of short, they don't really flow well next to each other, but you can't use a semicolon because they don't make any sense together. Watching bears, eating pizza, they don't make any sense. So in this situation, I wouldn't use a semicolon. And finally, just two reminders when venturing into the world of semicolons. Don't capitalize second clause. So if you're connecting, remember the T, don't capitalize it. And secondly, what we haven't talked about, don't connect sentences that start with fanboys. And fanboys, if you haven't seen this acronym, stands for and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. So if we take a look at a quick example, Here are two independent clauses. I love watching bears, yet sometimes I also like rabbits. And that's a big no. You cannot connect these with semicolons because you see that it uses one of the fanboys yet. So if your second clause starts with one of the fanboys, you cannot use a semicolon. This has been a Bullis Student Tutor video. If you liked this video and found it helpful, then please check out our other videos on our YouTube page. Like, comment, favorite, and thank you so much.